A good ride, avoiding reality part-time since 2006 and full-time since 2010. So this, ladies and gentlemen, good readers, is the
gentle
good
readers.
ride. Gentle readers is the good ride
Taka.
review of the Salomon Taka. We've had lots of reader requests and we were intrigued by this ourselves. We rode this with Adidas Tactical ADVs, Peter and I, Adidas Response, and the trusty good old good ride favorite Salomon holograms, which we love. To give it a quick summary, take the 6-stick, make it a little more directional, from what it seems like a little more tapered and a little more surfy, and you have the Taka. Just a fun, tapered, directional board with a little more early rise in the nose than the tail. And to talk about the flex, Taka, about the flex, it's pretty medium stiff to bordering on stiff, wouldn't you guys say?
Medium.
Yeah. And I could butter okay on this.
I could butter. It went over pretty easy.
And it's got a very lively pop.
Yeah. Quite poppy.
Yes. And then when we get into like sizing, this 58 felt great for me. I think they said mid-wide on Salomon's site, but I felt great with my size 9, feet 8.5 Adidas Tactical ADV, because they run a half size big.
I was a little undersized on the board, so I could definitely go mid-wide or longer board.
Yeah, and they were saying this is a mid-wide, and you're at an 11 riding 10.5 Adidas.
Right.
So, you know, if you're in that range, you might want to think of it as a mid-wide for 10 and under.
Right.
You know, because there you go. But with this camber profile, it's stable. It feels cambery, but not too catchy.
Not catchy at all.
But it's more, don't you think it's like more catchy than, let's say, like a mellower, because this camber profile, let's get into it here, kind of, right there?
Perfect. Yeah. Feet are lower. Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
You can see like they kind of mark it where the core of the cork ends is where it rockers. So it's got more in the nose than the tail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think it's not catchy, but not like beginner.
No, it's not
Yeah.
beginner forgiving.
But I think it could almost be like strong intermediate, advanced expert.
Right.
You can skid turns with this. It's got a nice stable profile and it's fun. You know, with edge hold, what'd you guys think?
I think it held pretty well.
I would say medium well.
Yeah, I would say it's a hard snow capable board.
Yeah.
It's not gonna just dominate ice, but it was very good. Turn initiation, I loved how quick this was.
Really quick edge to edge.
Yeah, especially if calling it a mid-wide, I felt
Yeah.
like so comfortable turning this. But what was really fun is the turning experience.
Yes.
When you get past just how quick it turns edge to edge, it was like medium quick to fast. And then I thought just really getting out on those groomers and making small radius and then just widen it out was fun.
Yeah.
It was just equally fun across the board. And then carving was great except for when I hit Zilpal.
He flipped over me. It was actually a really
yeah.
good saving mechanism.
We'll
It was-
we'll edit it in the thing.
Well, it'll
for
be like right up
BC
here.
Yeah,
Right-
if I
right
can
here.
swallow my pride. While I'm editing.
It was actually very miraculous how he like tackled the board and then flipped up
the
over
nose
in front of him.
had enough flex that he just kind of like it dug in, flexed enough, and he actually did a nollie front flip over me.
Yeah.
And then landed on his head.
No injuries.
And I'm only minorly concussed right now. So sorry, buddy.
It's all good.
Yeah. So much for threading the needle, but this does carve really well. I thought it had great spring out of the turn. It takes a little bit of a lean off the back foot, but you don't have to get super crazy with it. It doesn't feel super washy as long as you're weighting correctly.
Yes.
And then, for speed, I thought this thing was pretty fast. I mean, we were
Yeah.
riding the Mind Expander with this.
Yeah.
And this wasn't the ultimate in dampness and speed, but it's definitely very good.
It's gonna be right there with
Very
it.
good.
Yeah, I
It's-
really liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, kind of like putting ketchup on a steak. It's well done. Well done.
And uneven terrain, it has that Salomon crankiness and uneven
Yeah, they
terrain.
get bounced around a little bit.
Yeah, it has that ultra poppy, bucky. I feel like they could dial down a little pop, maybe put in some more dampening stuff, maybe some rubbery
Yeah.
stuff here and there to kind of
So-
absorb it.
It did really well on like the little side train in the trees. It carved around really nice on the like little snake runs they have here at Copper.
Yeah.
So overall, like
Going around bumps, right?
Yeah, going around bumps through the
Yeah.
trees, you could turn it really easy in the
Yeah.
unevenness. But yeah, if you're going through some chatter, or not chatter, if you're going through some chunder,
Micro bumps.
and stuff like that,
Yeah.
this will get a little angry.
Like most of these kind of Salomon boards aren't great with like that micro bumpy, hard snow, chattery stuff. But I could jam through soft moguls all day with this.
Like that type of snow where you're like, I can't stop, so I have to keep going.
I have to hit Zobel.
Yeah.
And switch, this wasn't that bad. It wasn't great, but
It was good,
doable.
but with then you have the longer tail. I felt like it definitely wanted to like swing you back around because the radius definitely switches when you switch.
yeah,
So you could ride switch for sure. It's meant to go the other way.
it's doable, but
Yeah.
really lopsided.
Yeah.
And then powder, I think this would be a great powder board,
Great
and I
powder.
think it would be a level up from the six stick, which and kind of. I'd probably pick this as one of my favorite Salomon boards for powder, and it's definitely up there. But it's not just a powder board. It's kind of like
All around.
alternative-y free ride to free ride kind of
Right, free ride
style.
for sure.
Yeah, and park, okay. So like we said before,
It's a surfy.
pipe. I would love to go carve
Yeah.
and slash pipe walls with this.
Oh, yeah.
I would not want to do, I can't anyways, but just throw some big spin and land switch, that's not me.
You
But
wouldn't even want to do it?
I want to, but I can't.
Yeah.
You
My-
could do some park jumps on this. Like
Yeah.
I would say, if you wouldn't do it on the big kickers or anything, you're gonna have a better board for that. But you could take this in the small kickers and stuff, and have fun with it. You can spin and anything
just
like that.
natural, like ollie power.
Or yeah,
is
even
great.
side hits,
Yeah, little
drops and stuff.
Yeah,
This would do
has
really well.
Tons of tail for
Yeah.
that. Like it's definitely set back and stuff, but it doesn't have, it's not missing the tail, and just overall no jibs.
Yeah,
Eh,
you could do it.
I
but
think you could do some jibs with this.
I wouldn't want to.
I don't think you'd have the worst time on it.
Yeah, but overall,
But you
I
wouldn't have
thought
a
it was a
great
really fun board, and where it's like most important turning, carving,
Right.
turn
The
initiation,
The
It'll
turn
get you down the
initiation,
mountain.
hands down for me
and
was
float, probably float. We
Yeah.
haven't had in powder yet, but probably the way this camber profile works, compared to me riding the six stick and the Super 8 and the Speedway, all their kind of directional boards. This has more rocker than those boards, and we've ridden all those in powder extensively, and this seems like it's going to even do better. So there
Yeah,
you have it.
Overall, great.
Taka!
All right. Here's Peter on the Taka. Looking good. Just start really feeling it out. Pressing those butters. Oh, look at that. It's so sexy. I want to make some babies someday. We're going to have a future together. We really will.